No, I didn't fight Eva. What happened was like, the kids when we were younger, we would run off this type of like when we were going downstairs outside for recess. I'll jump off the top of the stairs. All the kids did that. We jump off the top of the stairs, high, and then we'll go. So me, I've had detention like a week straight. I just came from suspension. I need to.
Been locked up still.
They won't let me out, So I jump, I sprint, I jump. I'm in the air. I look down. Eva's there. And boom! I'm like,
you fell on Eva.
I said, Eva was. I swear I never seen someone cry.
Yo, remember when Miguel jumped off stage and landed on that?
She cried. I looked at Eva. I said, I just got suspended.
Don't snitch.
I looked. I went outside for recess. Can Terence Penny please come to the office? Suspend me for a week. I didn't come back to school. They called the behavior program and they put me in it for like from grade 2 to grade 8. After that.
Did you know you had a problem?
I did not. I never looked at it like I had an issue.
Yeah.
I just was first and foremost, extremely curious, but extremely misunderstood. So a lot occurred within like my household dynamics, like domestic violence and whatnot. So with that being the situation, a lot of my frustrations I would pen out when I'm at school and fight. I had a lot of anger. So
just because of the stuff
because of what's happening. Yeah, I'm seeing my dad and my mom fighting and whatnot, and then I'm taking it at school, and then I ended up getting suspended. So like now CAS are asking me questions. I'm super heated. I'm not answering questions. And then they're like, yo, this guy's a problem child. Let's put him in the behavior program. This is in grade 2. So I kept silent and I was frustrated the whole time. See, this kid beside me is taking pills. I'm like, yo, I'm not crazy. I'm not taking no pills. I'm not crazy. I'm not mental. I'm not doing it. But then when I was in grade 6, then I ended up, it's called integration. So like they took me out of the behavior. I was in the school, it was a behavior school, but they took me out of that program and they put me into the regular classes in the school, but I was still listed behavior. So if anything happened, like some of the other kids, like I was like one of the other couple black guys in the school, but they're like, yo, you're this or that. Like they ante you up, they want you to do something bad because they know you're that guy. So like,
you think just because you're black? Or
it wasn't just a black thing. It's a label of having the term behavior. Like you're the first kid out of to be integrated fully out of that situation. So if anything ever happened, it's like my PO is finna bring me downstairs and I'm gonna have to talk about it type of situation instantly, right? So I had to like that. I got integrated, and that's when like I learned how to articulate how I felt through that behavior classroom. So like I got mad, but like I say, they're like, why are you mad? No one ever asked me why I was mad growing up. I showed you why I was mad, right? But then when they asked, I said,
that piss you off that nobody asked you?
That's why I fought. So then when I learned...
That's kind of immature.
No, but this is a system. That is a system. I'm in grade 2, but they don't ask, right? So this is a system, right?
Yeah.
So like this, in the system, like when this is a situation, they just throw it off and they say, oh, we don't want to deal with this guy. Let's send him to a program. He has these issues. So they started labeling me as ADD, oppositional defiant disorder, and whatnot. And I'm just like, yo, you don't know my situation. I just seen this occur in my house and I had to headlock my dad while I'm in grade 2. You know what I'm saying? So like, what are you talking about? And I can't share this with these people because they look like Family Channel families. You know, the ones like, no, real talk.
You know what to relate to.
Yeah, you can't relate to me. So I'm just like, yo. So I went back to most of my friends growing up. They all had similar upbringings. So we used to run around Shoreham, stealing bikes, doing whatever, figuring out what's going on or fighting somebody. And then as I learned how to speak, I seen that like, you know, I didn't have to beat up someone to get my point across if I'm mad. And that, that like, why am I exuding all this energy for something that's not that serious? I remember one time someone said I couldn't play games with them. And then I'm like, I got so mad because they said I couldn't play. I took them by the head and I raked them on the fence, their face like this. So now I'm in grade 7. Like I'm not heated no more. I'm super like.
So now you're just bad.
Yo, the person seeing me like post-traumatic distress. She's like, I'm like I'm not gonna.
You're not that.
I'm not that guy. You know, like so like even that scares me. Like I don't want to ever like I get scared knowing that like or like I don't want to ever get to a point where I'm super irrational and doing that to the point where someone's getting off. Like I'm triggering them by them seeing me. That stuff scares me because I'm pretty much I'm a very warm person, so I don't like to feel like I am triggering someone in that setting and making them feel all these negative emotions.
Did you ever get into like the I guess the whole gang drug game type of
I didn't
thing?
get into it.
Even like Kev, like you grew up. What you said you cut at like 11, right?
Mhm.
How come you weren't influenced like?
Yeah, good parents. Good
Good
mom.
parents,
yeah,
that's what it comes down
good
to,
mom.
family.
Yeah,
And just, I guess it's like knowing what you're around.
yeah.
Mhm.
Like, one thing I realized about us, our upbringing, you may not know it, but you grow up fast.
Yeah.
You
So
don't even
it's
take it
like-
in when you're in the environment.
No.
Nah,
you
bro,
don't.
that's why I hooped. I
Mm.
was like, yo, I want
didn't
to
do
get
that.
out of here.
Mhm.
Like, I want
I
to
did
get out
not.
of here.
You didn't want to get out?
I didn't know. I didn't play. I played basketball later socially for that reason. When I understood
Yeah.
more of my situation, that's when my friend, oh, let's go play ball. So grade 6, grade 5, I started playing basketball
Yeah.
because it was a huge break from what was occurring
Yeah.
there. I didn't play because I cared about going to league. I just needed something else to do.
Just to escape.
Yeah, so like the Pressers and the Robin Banks, they're all over there and they're playing basketball too.
Yeah.
But they were beanie at the time.
Yeah.
Bad. That was like,
Yeah.
whoa, these guys are a degree worse than what I. So then I said, yo, I can think about what I'm doing. I can tell you I'm
did
sorry.
you get influenced by it though? Or not?
Like what the culture in my neighborhood, like I was raised by my neighborhood, and a lot of the older heads will always tell me like, yo, you're smart, you can do this, you can do that. Like, don't be stuck or succumb to whatever is happening. So if I ever tried, like one of the older heads would box me, be like, yo, like, nah, you're not doing this. You have potential, you can't. Don't be making the mistakes that I made. Or like a drunk man in my neighborhood will look at me in my eye like this, don't drink. And it's like, but you have a bottle, but it's like, yeah, and look how it's consuming me. So then stuff like that, like, I'm like, oh, this guy, I don't want to be this guy. This guy, I don't want to be that guy, you know? And I kind of always, for as long as I can remember, always visualize myself being like a leader of some sort.
Did something happen to you where you're just like, yo, I gotta get out of all this? Like, what changed you? What kind of transitioned you to the music?
To the music, I started making music when I was like 17,
Oh, yeah.
17, 18. Yeah, around there, 17, 18. And I started making it when I was in the church, small church, and we were trying to have concerts.
Were you serious at the time?
I wasn't,
like, with
no. I just became a Christian.
Okay, so right before we get there, tell me how you became a Christian. Like, that's what I want to know. Like, what was that turning point where you're just like, all right, God, it's all you?
When I was growing up, I attended churches. So like, you know, I've like, yeah. So whenever like Nadine and Kevin's mom would invite me, I went. But like also like I also one of my other close friends, they would invite, what's it called? On Sundays I had nothing to do. Sundays, Family Channel is not popping. Nothing's on TV. So I'm like, nah, real talk. Family Channel was cool on Sundays. I'm not watching Life with Derek. I refuse. So like, with that being said, like I said, I need something to do. So my friend, I'll go to his house. I'm very notoriously known growing up for being at people's houses early and you not understanding how I'm there. So Sunday morning, real talk, Sunday morning, I'm there early at someone else's house, just kicking it and even eating breakfast with them at this point.
Was stuff still like that bad at your crib or like?
No, like nobody was awake in my house, and I was always an early riser. I wake up, I watch Digimon, I watch Power Rangers, and then I go around and ride a bike. I learned how to fix this old white man. He taught me how to I'll fix bikes with him sometimes. So I learned that, and then after that, like my day is still like it's 9 o'clock. So I go chill at my friend's house, and then
you're chilling with an old white guy.
Chill. It wasn't one of those. This wasn't one. Chill.
I just watched the R. Kelly.
No, like he was well known. He was well known.
Yeah.
After that, like I go to my friend's house, and then one time, like I went there, and then he was getting it ready for church, and the church was called Christian Center. They would go to Christian Center, and I went because I had nothing to do. Then I seen they had programs, and I seen they had camp. I'm like, yo, I got nothing else to do in my crib. I might as well like pull up and see what's popping over there. So I pulled up just because. And I always got kicked out. Like, it kicked me out of church. One time, I remember this guy had some Jordan 20s that just came out. Yo, his were fake. I stepped on the shoe so bad that it creased. Seeing? The kid was crying, kicked me out of church. I thought someone kicked me out of church. Kicked me out of church.
You get kicked out of church?
I got kicked out of church so much when I was younger. Right? My parents aren't there. So, like, my parents aren't there. They don't, like, this kid is doing that. So they say, oh, get out of here. Like, this, we don't want one of these ruffian kids out here. Kicked me. I had one earring at the time, you know?
How old were you?
Grade 2, 3, 4, 5.
Dang.
Yeah, I was doing that. And then, what's it called? Like, as I was growing up, like, I started playing basketball and I just learned how to channel my anger. And like this time my friends grew up, but like we're doing more, we're playing a lot of, what's it called? We're going to parties now. We just started going to like basement jams. And like we're going heavy to these parties. And I felt bad. Like I had like a conviction about when I was going. I just felt very out of place. And then it got, I don't know, I would go to the parties and, you know, I just go outside and get air. And I just was always, but then the funny thing is I was a guy that would link everyone with, let's go to this party. We'll go. And then I'm outside like this. Terence, you're over there and I try bubble 1, 2. I'm just like, I'm good still, you know? And then,
have you been to a jam yet?
I don't think so.
Just asking.
So, like, I didn't bubble nobody till like I was in high school, grade 9, 10-ish.
So like 14, 15.
So, yeah. And then, one time I remember my friend I had one friend, he was like I said, there was bad and he was another degree of bad. So like we were in a neighborhood on south side of Jane. And they don't like where we're from. My friend is there in the party, he pulls his shirt up. We're 15. The man pulls up, he has a gun.
Is it that serious to the point where, like, if Kevin is from the west side of Jane or wherever, and I'm from the south side, just because I'm on a different end, you don't like me?
If you're affiliated. So, like,
if you're affiliated.
If you're
you guys affiliated?
At the time, I'm saying, like, I'm like, short shot to the bricks break. Like, I only said it because my friends did, or like, I'm from the Sheezy, I'm from up top. Like, what are you guys dealing with? You know, so whenever they said it, okay, I'm saying it too. I guess where I'm from. You know, I'm not gonna pretend like, I'm from the ends too. What's popping? You know. Yeah. So and then like what's it called? When we're going to these things, like he would have a gun and whatnot, and that's when I said, we're going into a degree of something that I'm not comfortable.
I like that you noticed that earlier.
Yeah, it was uncomfortable, but like then my friends kept going. Then he went to jail, and some of them also went to jail. Then. Like I became a Christian in grade 10 and I started to kind of like me and my friends, we disbanded. So like what
caused you to like fully turn over though?
What happened was like I was basically, going to these parties, I'd always come back home and I'd pray, like, God forgive me, this and that. When I was younger, I went to a Christian basketball camp and they gave me this basketball Bible. Yeah. And I used to read it before I go to these parties. Read it after I go to these parties. I had anxieties. I always thought like, if I was to die right now, where would I spend my eternity? I always thought about that stuff. Used to rock me for hours before I went to bed. Yeah. So with that being said, like I ended up, like I started to read it and go to the parties, whatever. And then I started to ask questions. No one's answering my questions at church. No one is like
the real deep.
Like, where am I going to spend my eternity? Just no one's answering the questions. Just keep coming to church. But I'm like, well, I need to know why I'm coming. Like, I always I asked the questions that nobody likes
to answer.
Yeah, that's always been my MO. And eventually, what had happened was I was in grade 10. I was getting ready for a party. I just came from Jane Finch Mall, got a haircut, and someone came up to me. And they're like, and he looked like a Jehovah's Witness. He was young. It's like, I'm trying to dodge this guy. I'm not trying to hear this. Kept it moving. And I'm just like, he's like, if you were to die today, where would you spend your eternity? Up front. And I said, I don't know. He asked me, have you ever lied? Have you ever cheated? Have you ever stolen? I said, yes. And then some. Done all of it. And then he was just like, well, there was a man by the name of Jesus that died on the cross for your sins. And if you believe in him, then you can be free from that. At
this point, you already know all that. Like, I guess the main basis of like.
I knew to an extent, but no one has ever come up to me and asked me.
And like explain,
like, yo, have you done it? I'm like, yes. Have you done it? Yes. Have you? No one has ever come up to me and made it so blatant. And with that being said, he's like, yo, we can say this prayer in the mall. Dear Jesus, I turn my life to you, this and that. And I did that sinner's prayer. And, I went home. He said, go read this book in the Bible. I read it, and the Bible never came so alive to me in that setting. And I'm just like, wow, like this is.
So that really works.
It really like it was very one-off. So then that's when I became a Christian, and then
I don't know when I talk to people about, I guess, Christianity, like I have a different approach. I don't come with the whole like, did you sin yesterday?
It's different. Yeah, it's different.
I don't. Yeah, go ahead.
No, it's different. Like, no, I don't think evangelism and salvation is not a cookie cutter method. There's so many different stories for different people. I was in the point in my life where it's like I didn't know what I was doing and I didn't know what was going on. I had no identity, right? I knew that I was wasting my life, and that's all I knew. That I'm wasting my life and I don't know anything to do about it, right? And so when I heard it, I just took it because I'm finally hearing someone talk to me about a gospel truth. So it wasn't about, oh, I'm trying to, like go and do that, because me myself, that's the only way I thought of how to preach to people. I have offended many people in James Finch, a long line of people, because that's not how you necessarily talk to everybody, but it worked for me, so I don't do that to everybody. I don't even do that anymore, but it just happened to work in that sense.